discussing about in the last session the worldly knowledge and the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. I see the wall, and it is simply in physics we say it is not solid. It is simply an electromagnetic waves. That is where the quantum physics starts. It's not solid. Every matter is nothing but energy, but I don't see it, so I don't believe it. So there is the problem. So we rely mostly on our sensory experiences. That is what the masters of the Eastern wisdom are teaching us. We have to unshackle our mind, and there is a process, there is a system, there are steps. If you don't follow these steps, it will not work in your life. You may be spending listening to me for 20 years, 50 years, nothing is going to happen. You will continue to have the same anxiety, stress, duality, and a conflict. But what prevents me to do not to do that? I believe in what I see. I believe in my what the senses see. You see the mirror as water. Is it true? You see the earth is stationary. Do you believe it that earth doesn't move? But we have our own preference. That identification is known as the ego. We are not talking of ego where you show your arrogance and other stuff. No. We are talking of identification with what is not true. And that is what happens. Imagine you are a single wave constantly rising and falling, tossed up by the wind, believing your entire existence is that fleeting movement. Everything is changing in my life. It's all a fleeting movement. That is what we experience is categorized in Eastern wisdom as a worldly knowledge. I don't see you, John. But what if you were actually the vast, boundless, and unchanging ocean itself? Simply expressing momentarily as that wave. If I experience that I am the ocean, I get out of those limitations of anxiety, duality, and a conflict. But we don't want to inquire into it. We say it is a philosophy, then earth is stationary. I see that it is my sensual experience, so I don't believe it. Science says the earth is moving. I don't believe. I've been telling you the Eastern wisdom says that I should have an intense desire to know myself. First step. So that is our aspiration or desire. After the desire, I should ask the question. I should not get carried away by the blind belief, cult, dogma that there is a heaven, there is a soul. No, we don't talk about this. So you ask a relevant question. So when you ask a relevant question, you filter out what is not real. What is blind belief? So it means we question everything. I have an anxiety, let me question where is this anxiety, why the anxiety have come. No, you are responsible for my anxiety. Let me question it. Are you really responsible or am I responsible for my anxiety? I don't question. I simply take it for granted. 20 years ago, I got married. It was soulmate, and now it's a sourmate. Whose mind is at problem? My mind. My mind branded it. So I don't see my mind. I see my expectations are not fulfilled. Hence, you are crazy. My expectations are fulfilled. Hence, I love you. I don't question myself. I question others. That is the first point. And the second point, go on questioning. So I don't question myself. I don't question everything. That why it happened. Yesterday you were soulmate. Why you are a soulmate today? Whose fault is this? I don't question my mind. I don't question my mind, that my mind changes from one experience to the second experience. I don't question it. So when you don't question your crazy mind, nothing is going to happen. You may be attending this session, even the Buddha enlightened guy comes before you, you will also challenge the Buddha. So, question everything. So it means listening and learning, and then you listen it again, and then ask the question, how many times I had the anxiety today, reaction today? Let me question this. Why mind you have this? Then only we can progress. Otherwise, weekly session attending this, then what we recognize the mind keeps on changing its experiences. It's a fleeting. It's my mind. Then we go little deeper. We say, can I go beyond the mind and all the mental experiences? That is what the science do in worldly matters. Science goes beyond the sensual perception. Do you think the scientist perceives and sees that the earth is moving and I don't see? They use the questioning. We don't use the question. Or our questioning is the wrong questioning. You are responsible for my stress and suffering. No one else in the world is responsible for my sorrow and suffering. No situation, no person, no relationship. If I know how to go beyond the sensual perception, so when I learn how to go beyond the senses and recognize the knowledge of my true nature, I am liberated, I am free. That is the journey of entire Eastern wisdom. We move into unshakable inner peace. It is independent of external circumstances, situation, people, relationship. Is it possible for you to sit for half an hour every day in the morning and just ask yourself, is peace within me or peace comes from outside? I have to question everything. I am in peace if I eat the food of my choice. How long? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. After that, the peace is gone. Sex, half an hour, it is gone. New car, few days it is gone. New dress, for a few weeks it is gone. What we are talking, can I live in peace and joy in all locations, in all conditions, with everyone? That is what the unshakable peace. Eastern wisdom says, yes, it is within you. You are the peace. First it says it is within you, and it tells you the process and the method, and gradually when you realize You say, I am the peace. So when I am the peace, I am not worthy of suffering. We need a clarity, a profound clarity of who we are. If we do not discover who we are, then what happens? We keep on discovering who others are. That my relation is crazy. My honey is, no, he does not or she does not understand. I become super intelligent. And being super intelligent, I veil my own delusion. We don't inquire. You might be thinking, I will prove that my honey is crazy. I know, you might be thinking. Why? Because of the delusion and ego. What I have to do with anyone else to find out who am I? The mind keeps on running. So what is the process? That is the process we are trying to understand. We have to understand what is Laukik. In Eastern wisdom it is known as Laukik, the worldly knowledge, the material world of people, of relationship, of galaxies, of system, of events, of situation. Everything that is changing is one word. Second word is inside me. It is unchanging. It is eternal. It is all pervading. So we understand this intellectually. Then we go little deeper, that what is the worldly knowledge? Everything is changing. Everything is changing, whether you say the earth, galaxy, cosmos, my body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego, your body, breath, mind, so it keeps on changing. But there is someone who is a witness to that change. That is a testimony that there is something in me which is unchanging, which is all pervading. That I, who knew yesterday that you are Charlie, right? Today, the same I know that you are Charlie. If the I is not the same, how can I know that you are Charlie? So that I did not change, that real I. That real I did not change. Master is asking us to find that real I. Now, in childhood, I met with an accident. I is the same. Today, if I is not the same, how can I remember and narrate what happened 50 years ago? That I, we don't know. We know the false I. Where is the false I? I am 66 years old. Your body is 66 years old. You are not 66 years old. Look at the way our masters gives us an insight. I am 5 years old. No, it's body. I am born on such date. No, it's body. You are not. 9 months we remain in the womb of the mother. What exactly is the date of birth? This is very practical, pragmatic. So we understand, first we categorize the world inside us, unchanging, eternal, all-pervading, another world which keeps on changing. So we have to approach that all-pervading and eternal by understanding the current world of my life, my daily anxiety, my daily duality, conflict and sense of the pleasure. I have to question it whether it is temporary or permanent. Then only we can find this real self. When you question the reality or so-called experiences you have every day, then you recognize, ask yourself, are these experiences permanent? No, it is keeps on changing. Who experiences this change? The mind experiences this change. Mind itself is changing. But I want to find out that does not change. So I have to go beyond the senses for a deeper truth. I have to follow the Eastern wisdom. Science cannot do that. So the Master says, we are the vast ocean, unchanging ocean, eternal. That is our true nature. That true self, the real I, is full of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. I have to build a new house. So I say, no, I will keep that house as it is, and over it I will build a new house. Not possible. I have to demolish this house first. So if I don't demolish my cherished opinion, belief, and experiences, I cannot build a new house. I cannot find my real self. Do whatever you want to do. When you understand it clearly, you are already in meditation. No, I will keep my belief. My honey or my relation is crazy. That is taken for granted. Now you tell me something more. I cannot tell you. You still keep the blind belief. That is what the Master is saying, challenging perceived reality and experiences. If I don't challenge it, if I don't challenge my mind that blames and reacts, that enters into anxiety and getting upset, no way. I cannot build a house on the existing building unless I demolish it, level it, then only I can build a new house. Thanks God if you have understood. Thanks God if you have not understood. So that house we have those thoughts and feeling and emotions, seeking situational happiness outside, I have to demolish that. I have to drop it. Then only I can. Then once I demolish, I recognize that they are temporary. I was happy with one person at one time. I was unhappy with the same person at another time. He met my expectations. He did not meet my expectations. My expectations, my happiness, my unhappiness all belongs to my experiences taking place in the mind. I have to change the mind. No, I will not change the mind. I will not demolish the existing house. Cherished home of the thoughts and feeling and emotions, I do not want to drop it. How can I find a new self? No way. But for that I have to listen, I have to contemplate and reflect, I have to get rid of those notions which I have about the world, about our relations and people. What is going to happen? The garbage in the mind is now dropped. Level. And then only this message will go into your heart. Otherwise, it is a pastime. Eastern wisdom is not a pastime. Then only we can find that real self is unchanging. So, what our masters are basically guiding, that we have to differentiate what is changing, categorize them into what is keeps on changing, leave it for the while, what is unchanging. So, whatever is changing is not me. Eastern wisdom is to find out what is unchanging. That is the first categorization. Second categorization, that what is unchanging is eternal, it is all pervading, it is permanent, and it is subjective. Why we say it is objective word, it keeps on changing. So it is subjective, it is me, it is I am. The master gives an example of ocean and the waves. The waves keeps rising and falling. You know, the waves rise and fall, how many seconds it takes, maybe a fraction of a second. That is how we check the time. Where is my life in the birth? 60, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, maybe 100 years. Let us take 200 years. I hope that we all live for 200 years. I don't want to live. I'm already pissed off. I have a lot of stress in my life. What I'm saying, compare the 200 years to the life of the earth, which is more than 10 billion years. It is less than a fraction of a second. The wave rises and wave falls. The way there are some ephemeral insects, their lifespan is about 3 hours. When you compare your 200 years of the life, 10 billion years, it is not even 3 hours. We have come, we have gone, and we have created a big ego. I have done this, I have not done this. Unless we get rid of this thought process, we cannot find what is permanent, what is all pervading, what is eternal, that we realize in the journey of meditation. That is why we discover, we start with worldly knowledge, the material world. I say objective world, the spiritual world, beyond the senses. It is subjective. Why it is subjective? Because it is consciousness. Why it is objective? It is material, it is matter, it is inert. Why it is objective? It keeps on changing. Why it is subjective? It is consciousness. Consciousness does not go under any change. That consciousness is the real. That consciousness is the real. So the master says, where is the problem? I identify myself with the body. I identify myself with the relations outside. I identify myself with the money, that I am a rich. You have $1 million in the bank account. That $1 million does not say that you are rich. I identify. I say that I am rich. Mirror does not say that you are beautiful. I say, I falsely claim that I am beautiful because I am only looking at the body. Do you have the beauty of the mind? Eastern wisdom says, do you have a beauty of the mind? What it means? This mind is never entering into anxiety, duality, conflict, blame, complaint, and reaction. Did it happen last week? Ask yourself. That is the final beauty. That is the real beauty. We have to question. I'm asking, pleading you that you have to think, I have to contemplate and think about it. It's AI camera, so it changes. It has its own way. So, where in your life you are currently mistaking the waves for the ocean? You have to question it. Waves. Why don't you listen to me? Oh, that's why you got married to make your husband and wife listen to you. Why don't you listen to them? Because I'm more intelligent. Yes, in what category you come to that? So if you are intelligent, why you are in stress then? Tell your intelligence not to be in stress. You see the process of Eastern wisdom questioning what fleeting external circumstances or internal thoughts are you identifying with that are causing you suffering? I have to reflect. I have to ask this question. Are you ready to truly challenge your perception of reality and begin the journey of discovering your unchanging true self? If you don't challenge it, it will not happen. When you challenge you change your attitude and behavior. First, it begins, you know what we say? Charity begins at home. You change your behavior, attitude, and response first from home, your relations. People will notice it. Your near and dear ones will notice. You're gossiping and criticizing someone, and now you don't do this. I'm not going to be a part of it. You humbly says. Then what happens? People notice. Are we doing it? So when you don't do it, our masters are simply saying, don't just accept what you see. Is your everyday reality the only reality? Our masters are saying that let me open to something far greater. Let me see what is the process, how to find it. That is what the meditation is. And then I should become aware of what is changing is not me, cannot be me, cannot bring permanent happiness. So just inquire what you do every day, what thoughts you have every day, is it changing? And then we can go beyond. Go beyond the obvious. That is how the journey of the Eastern wisdom begins and ends. Thanks, God. You gave me an opportunity to speak. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Place, position, and posture. Place of the body. Name in the form. Place of the body is the name in the form. Place of the real self, formless and nameless. Position of the body. You are aware of the position of the body, and I want to be aware of that. That's something beyond posture of the body, being comfortable I told you again and again, you can pick up only one step of this and you can do the practice for 5 minutes, at least 5 or 10 times during the day. Within 1 week, you will change. Oh, who has the time? I don't have the time. I'm always busy in gossiping. Then it will not work. You gossip for 6 days and you are practicing for 1 hour and you expect a change. So, being comfortable is you change the direction of the mind. You discover the comfort within, not outside. And how we follow it? Move the mind on the entire body. I would say move the mind internally on the skin of your body from the top of the head to the toes. As you move the mind on the skin of the body, you experience sensation. Why you experience the sensation now? Why not all the time? If you change the direction of the mind during the day when you wake up until you sleep, you will constantly feel that sensation and comfort and steadiness. Oh, is it so easy? Yes, try this. That is why I told you, pick up being comfortable. Do the practice at least 10 times. It hardly takes 5 minutes. Provided you have 5 minutes of your busy time. Anywhere, with eyes open or closed. So when you move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. But now in that sensation, comfort and steadiness, reflect again. I'm just asking, question everything. So, sensation belongs to the body, steadiness also belongs to the body. What about the comfort? Comfort comes from deep within. Because the body feels comfortable today, it was feeling uncomfortable yesterday. So, comfort does not belong to the body. I feel my mood is upset yesterday, but now it is calm. So comfort does not belong to the mind. Hence, comfort comes from something deeper within. I just become aware of it. I'm not saying that you have found it. But it will not happen. I've already repeated many times. Being carefree. Being carefree change of direction is the being comfortable. And then living within is being carefree. Living within in awareness. Living within in awareness, if I use the word. So I'm saying so simple by using the metaphor. The birds are flying in the sky. We have witnessed, we have seen it. We have seen in the highway, traffic is moving, highway is not moving. We have seen the birds are moving and flying, sky is not moving. You see, you are driving your car and earth, the ground, the highway is not moving. So it means whatever is moving, there is something behind that which is not moving. Thoughts are coming and going, but there is a space behind it. So we say that space as a knower, and that does not move. The thoughts are coming, feeling, are coming and going. The same thought may return, but same thought may return. Now see that space which I said is a knower. I know thought has come. I know the thought has gone. So you are aware of both. I know and the thought. I know thought has come. I know the thought has gone. So I is the common factor. I know the second thought has come, gone. I know the same thought repeated again. You are not at all concerned about these thoughts coming and going. You are only aware, I know. I know. That is the knower. That is the space. That is the space or sky with reference to the birds. That is the traffic with reference to the highways. But if the mind is filled with blind belief, I don't question, it will happen during the practice today, and then you will forget after the meditation. And that is why Master says repetition is important. Is important. So let us settle a little deeper into what? We settle deeper into the comfort and living within. We settle the mind deep within means that let us continue to live within to see what happens. And that step also I made it very simple. I can say move the mind on the skin of the head and the neck mentally, and then I said, feel, you know, you experience. What do you feel, you know, you experience? You experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Check the sensation. Check the sensations. Check the relaxation experience. Check the stillness. It happened naturally. Means what? Means what? There is something deeper than we think. And that deeper we need to discover. I'm making such a simple point. Move the mind on the right arm from the right shoulder. Mind is moving on the skin and touching the fingertips. Mentally, you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So you check the sensation is homogeneous, is an expansion of experience of relaxation. It is always there. It is always there. Why don't you experience that? Obviously, because your mind is always living outside, habitually, impulsively, unconsciously, impulsively, I will say habitually, instinctively, why it is happening. That is what I'm saying. That is what we discussed today. Why? Your preference is the material objective word. not the inner world of real self. I believe you are understanding. Your preference is not. So do you experience that for sensation of relaxation and stillness all the time? Answer is yes. I always experience. Sometimes I give 6 lessons, 6 hours of speaking, but after every session, I feel more energy. Why? That is a different matter. Move the mind on the left arm from the shoulder to the fingertips, the skin. You experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the middle portion of the body from the shoulder down to the front of the rib cage in the belly until the waist and the shoulder blades and the spine until the waist line. What is going to happen? By repeat practice consciously, you will have a very deepening of the sensation. People normally say it is mystical. I don't attribute to that. Nothing is mystical. If you are bent upon finding the knowledge, nothing is mystical. Then we also find the reason why it is happening. One reason, you have changed the direction of the mind. Millions of thoughts are outside. The mind is scattered in millions of thoughts outside. Yeah, you see, but when you move inside, when you move it inside, only you are there. So why shouldn't you feel relaxation? So it means millions of thoughts scatter the mind outside. That is why I don't feel. Yes, that is one. That is why I don't feel that sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right leg, from the right side of the waist to the toes. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Can that happen that my mind continues to live within and still I can perform the work outside? 100%. So if that is possible, it means I will always think, speak, and act in that state of relaxation and calm. Is it true? Answer is yes. For 3 years it was not possible. Let us see. Move the mind on the left leg from the left side of the waist to the toes. You're not scanning. This is not scanning. We will discuss in detail. Consciously you are moving the mind. You are touching the skin with your mind. And you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the entire body. So one day you will experience, if you are committed and sincere seeker, what you will experience as if you go under a shower and you open the shower and that cool water sprinkles throughout your body from the top of the head to the toes. You will have that kind of sensation. That is temporary. under a shower, and this is permanent. It can happen to you, provided you follow the Eastern wisdom. You respect your response with responsibility. You move the mind to experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So, in that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness, we prepared the ground. What ground? What ground? Mind should not be distracted by anything of the material world. Clear? Yes, the mind is not distracted by anything. So, what does it mean by the distraction? Do the thoughts not come into my mind? No, they will come. They will come and go, but you will find them too far from you to disturb you. I believe you get it. That is known as the raising your awareness. We know it, we simply talk intellectually. I'm giving you an experience. That is means rise in awareness, see what is happening, and I'm just a witness. That is an open mind. That is being humble. And now in that humility, you look at the breath. When I say look at the breath, mind is looking at the breath. Mind is looking at the flow of the breath. What it means? We are questioning. You see that I'm questioning even in practicing in the steps I'm giving you. Same questioning has to be done. But in the practice, I question for you. When you do the practice yourself, yes, you have a liberty to question more. So you look at the flow of the breath means what? You follow the movement of the breath. You don't change the movement of the breath. Whatever is happening, you are watching. Happening in the world, in the sky, the birds are flying and I'm watching. So you are watching the flow of the breath means the movement of the breath. You're not changing it. You're not changing it. And now, when you are able to sync the mind to the flow of the breath, what is the meaning of a sync? You watch the breath is going in, you watch the breath is coming out, you perfect sync. You'll be absorbed into meditation if there is a perfect sync. And then what? Then you just, when the breath goes in, it takes a fraction of a second. And in that fraction of a second, in order to engage the mind, not to be distracted to something of the past impression, when the breath goes in, non-verbally you drop it. What you drop it? In one. When the breath comes out, you watch breath out one, in two, out two. You go on counting yourself. When you go on counting yourself, it will absorb the mind. It will take your mind away from the material world. You'll be able to move deeper within. Now I'll leave it on you that when you go on counting, check that. Can you count this week from 1 to 100? And share your experiences. Do you want to transform yourself in a week only? Then what is the next step in that counting? You are counting. Thought comes. It takes your mind away. You forget the counting. If the moment it takes your mind away, you forget the counting. Make a commitment that you are going to count 1 to 100. And if you make a mistake, you will restart from 1. You can say mentally with me, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. And we'll share our experiences. If you have any question, you can ask. Yes, Charlie, how are you?
I am good, Girish. That was very helpful. Especially, I was struggling this week. I allowed my mind to get very annoyed at someone, and I've been thinking about it a lot, about that it was me that let that happen, and how to let it go, and my mind doesn't want to let it go, so I found tonight very helpful.
Question for reflection. This happened maybe 10,000 times with other people in our life, because we are baby boomers. So take a very small figure, 10,000 times. How long we will continue like this? I don't want to say anything. How are you, Sophie?
I am good, Girish. I've been working in the yard all day long, and so my body has these aches, and it's I could keep it still for a while, but then it popped up again, and
Okay.
it bothered me. Yeah.
And it helped you?
I have experienced that I can ignore it.
Yeah.
But today it was difficult. Yeah.
Yes, it was difficult. We need not to ignore it. We need to understand it. What is the point of understanding? I'm identifying myself with the body. I'm the body. And I work in the art. That identification is creating a problem. And that identification, first it started in your backyard, it continued, and identification continued in the practice, and we did not succeed. Same question of reflection. How long, in how many ways, in how many events we are going to identify? You have to answer. How are you, John?
Thank you.
Girish, I'm fine. I think that the counting exercise was very useful. That's very good.
Very good. Thank you. So I gave this practice. But can I stick to that practice? Can I continue? Why the mind does not leave me and during the day it moves to something else? Can I return to the counting? If it really helps, I have to prove it. How are you, Mead?
I feel peaceful.
Good.
I feel something gentle coming
Yeah.
to me and to allowing it in instead of trying so hard.
Trying so hard. Find out if you are in peace. Please do not disturb this peace until the next session comes. That is not possible. Why it is not possible? When the stress, anxiety, conflict is possible in every day for few days, few times, why the peace is not possible? Only it happens once a week. We have to question. If you don't question, it will not work. Are you in?
Yes, I feel quiet and peaceful, but there is something I cannot always concentrate, even though nothing disturbing bothers me. When I try to meditate, try to follow you, other thoughts come up of no importance, and I try to get back on the path.
Yeah.
So, and I still try.
That is the
to
process.
get back.
That is the process. I recognize thought is there and it has no relevance at all during the practice of meditation. It has no, then, so it has no relevance. I bring my mind back to the counting. That is good. If you are not able to bring the mind back, that is the problem.
Josh.
That is the problem. That is all for today. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.